Red Dragon enters the fire. Xi Jinping moves to avert Iran-Israel war, issues stern warnings to U.S. and Israel. Amidst escalating tensions threatening to engulf the Middle East in a full-scale war between Iran and Israel, China, under the assertive leadership of President Xi Jinping, has dramatically stepped onto the diplomatic stage. Beijing has initiated a high-stakes mediation effort aimed at de-escalating the crisis, while simultaneously delivering unequivocal warnings to both the United States and Israel against any preemptive military actions. This intervention marks a significant and assertive foray into a traditionally volatile region by the burgeoning global power, signaling a clear intent to protect its growing strategic and economic interests. The current crisis was ignited by a series of escalating incidents, culminating in alleged Israeli airstrikes targeting Iranian personnel and assets in Syria, met by retaliatory missile launches from Iranian-backed groups towards Israeli territories. With both nations teetering on the brink of direct military confrontation, the international community has been scrambling for a diplomatic solution. It is in this highly precarious environment that China has decided to leverage its considerable diplomatic and economic clout. Reports emerging from Beijing indicate that President Xi Jinping has personally engaged in high-level communications with both Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. While the specifics of these conversations remain confidential, diplomatic sources suggest that Xi emphasized the catastrophic consequences of a full-blown regional conflict, underscoring the potential for widespread instability, immense human suffering, and severe disruptions to global energy supplies, all factors that would directly impact China's extensive Belt and Road Initiative and its energy security. China's mediation efforts are reportedly focused on securing a ceasefire, establishing a de-escalation mechanism, and potentially brokering indirect talks between Iran and Israel through trusted intermediaries. Beijing is believed to be offering significant economic incentives and guarantees to both sides in exchange for a commitment to peaceful dialogue. However, what has particularly caught the attention of international observers is the assertive tone adopted by Beijing towards Washington and Tel Aviv. Highly placed sources within the Chinese Foreign Ministry have indicated that Beijing has conveyed strong warnings to the United States against any direct military intervention in support of Israel without a clear international mandate. Furthermore, China has reportedly cautioned Israel against launching any preemptive strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities or other strategic assets, emphasizing that such actions would be deemed a grave escalation with potentially uncontrollable repercussions. These warnings are not merely rhetorical. China's growing military capabilities, particularly its advancements in anti-ship missile technology and its increasingly sophisticated Air Force and Navy, provide Beijing with a credible deterrent against external interference in the region. While China does not possess the same level of military presence in the Middle East as the United States, its expanding influence and strategic partnerships offer a tangible counterweight to unilateral actions. Several factors have likely motivated China's proactive intervention. Firstly, Beijing has significant and growing economic interests in the Middle East. It is the largest trading partner of many countries in the region, including Iran and Saudi Arabia, and a major importer of Middle Eastern oil and gas. A major conflict would severely disrupt these vital economic links, jeopardizing China's energy security and its ambitious Belt and road infrastructure projects that traverse the region. Secondly, China perceives an opportunity to enhance its global standing as a responsible and influential power capable of playing a constructive role in resolving complex international crises. By actively seeking to prevent a war in the Middle East, Beijing aims to project an image of itself as a reliable alternative to what it often portrays as a destabilizing U.S. foreign policy. Thirdly, China's intervention can be seen as a strategic move to counter U.S. influence in a region that Washington has long considered its sphere of interest. By inserting itself as a key mediator, Beijing is challenging the traditional U.S. role as the primary power broker in the Middle East and subtly reshaping the regional balance of power. The reaction from Washington and Tel Aviv to China's intervention has been cautious. While acknowledging China's diplomatic efforts, both the U.S. and Israel are likely wary of Beijing's growing assertiveness and its potential to undermine their strategic objectives in the region. The United States, in particular, will be keen to ensure that China's mediation efforts do not inadvertently strengthen Iran or embolden its regional proxies. The success of China's diplomatic initiative remains uncertain. The deep-seated mistrust and historical animosity between Iran and Israel, coupled with the complex web of regional alliances and proxy conflicts, present significant obstacles to any lasting peace. However, China's unprecedented level of engagement and its willingness to directly address both the regional actors and external powers mark a significant shift in the dynamics of Middle Eastern diplomacy. President Xi Jinping's bold move to step into the volatile arena of the Iran-Israel conflict underscores China's growing confidence and its ambition to play a more prominent role in global affairs. Whether the Red Dragon can effectively quell the flames of war remains to be seen, but its assertive entry into the Middle East's most intractable conflict has undoubtedly added a new and potentially decisive dimension to the unfolding crisis, sending a clear message that the era of unchallenged Western dominance in the region may be drawing to a close. The world now watches with bated breath to see if China's intervention can avert a devastating war and usher in a new era of multipolar diplomacy in the Middle East.